Everyone, now I'm here with my next video. In my previous video, I had already covered criteria based question in which you have to create conjunction terms or disjunction term according to the question. And these types of question comes for 5 marks. I told you earlier. These are few questions present in your book. Now I have to proceed further with the topic antecedent and consequent. Antecedent and consequent belongs to some statements which contains if then, means implies a arrow b. A is antecedent and b is consequent. When we are using a arrow b, a is antecedent and b is consequent. If we are using one sentence, for example, see, A is it is cold today, and B is you cannot go out. Means a sentence says if. If we are writing A arrow B, means A implies B. Then the sentence is if it is cold today, then you cannot go out. Where it is cold today is antecedent and you cannot go out as consequent. Just remember two things: what is antecedent and what is consequent. Then we are having one table which shows us the connectives, the symbols, and the connective names. You already know all these things. That's why I'm moving further. Then see, we are having converse, inverse, and contrapositive. Converse, inverse, and contrapositive always belongs to that type of sentences which contain if then, because it is based on antecedent and consequent. Converse, inverse, and contrapositive based on antecedent and consequent. Always applied in a sentence which contains implies arrow, single sided arrow, if then. That type of thing, converse, inverse, and contrapositive occurs. See, just remember that converse means we are interchanging antecedent and consequent. Interchanging means they are changing their places. A arrow B means A implies B. The converse of A implies B is B implies A. Just remember that. See, for example, if P is you place and Q is you will not go to the party, P implies Q is if you play, then you will not go to the party. And the converse says if you will not go to the party, then you play. And these types of questions occurs in your paper. Then inverse says just negate places of antecedent and consequent. Just negate it. Places were same, you have to negate them. For example, see, if it rains, then the sky is cloudy. Inverse, if it doesn't rain, then the sky is not cloudy. You have to place not. Inverse means you have to place not. If antecedent or consequent contains not already, then remove that not. Inverse says remove that not. If a condition If a statement contains not, remove it in inverse. If that statement doesn't contain, then put it. Two things you have to write. If not is there, remove that not. If not is not present, write it there in inverse. Then, contrapositive. Contrapositive contains converse as well as inverse, both together inside one. It means what you have to do? You have to converse as well as inverse in contrapositive. See the example? If it rains, then sky is cloudy. You have to negate it and you have to change the places of antecedent and consequent. Then the contrapositive is the sky is clear. They are written clear. You can write the sky is not cloudy. Means the sky is clear. Then it doesn't rain. Both the things we are having together. The negation also and the places were changed. You have to remember that. If I am saying we are having P implies Q and you have to find inverse of P implies Q, then what you have to write? P negation implies Q negation. Inverse. If I'm saying you have to write converse, then in converse what you have to do? Q implies P, position changed. And if I'm saying contrapositive, then two things together you have to do. You have to change the place as well as you have to inverse it. Means Q dash implies P dash. Two things together. Now I think you are able to understand what we have to do. Then I'm moving further with next topic, that is see, that is tautology and contradiction. These topics occurs in truth table. When we are creating truth table, a truth table always contains either zeros and ones as input and output. The tautology says if your output contains all ones, then it is belongs to tautology. If your output contains all zeros, then that is contradiction. And if your output contains 0 and 1, combination of zeros and ones, then it is contingency. Three topics you are having: tautology, contradiction, contingency. All ones means tautology, all zeros means contradiction, combination of zeros and ones means contingency. In your paper, you are getting some question like this. You have to create truth table for that, and you have to specify whether the equation is in the form of tautology or contradiction or in contingency. Any one. You have to create truth table for that. But for creating truth table, what you have to see? Inputs. Because input shows us which type of table we have to create. if I'm going to provide you input in the form of a and b, for example, I'm writing a equation ab plus a dash b. This equation contains only two variables, c, a and b. Equation containing only two variables means you have to create two variable truth table. How? A, B, a truth table for two variables. How we are going to create 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 1. See, in this format. Then you have to find value of a dot b. Then you have to find value of a dash b. And then you have to add both of them together. And you have to place here as output. In this way, you have to create truth table for two variables C already created. You have to split the equation into smaller part, and then you have to create truth table for that. Any equation comes, any expression comes, you have to deal with it. If I'm writing expression like this, a dash b c plus b dash c plus a. This expression contains three variables, means a, b and c. Now what I have to do? I have to create three variable truth table, means in this format a, b, c. And for three variable, I already told you in octal we had created what we have to do, 4 to 1. 4 zeros, 4 ones, 2 zeros, 2 ones, 2 zeros, 2 ones, 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. And then you have to find multiplication of, first of all you have to find a dash, then you have to find b dash, and then you are going to use these things, a dash bc, then b dash, you have to find here a dash bc, and then you have to find b dash c, then you have to find the addition of all of them together here. In this way you have to create three variable truth table. If in front of you equation contains four variable, then it is possible to create four variable truth table also. I told you earlier, in hexadecimal, four variable hexadecimal we had already created table. How we are going to create a, b, c and d. 8 zeros, 8 ones, 80 8 ones, 40 4 ones, 2021 and 1011. You know that you are able to create truth table. And then I'm moving further. See, these types of questions you are having in your book. See that, go through it. If you have any doubt, you can consult me. In this format, sometime question comes that you have to prove it. This equation is equals to P. First of all, you have to find the value of this equation. You are getting as output 0, 0, 1, 1. And C, 0, 0, 1, 1 is already in P also. Means both are equal. In this format, sometimes question comes. You have to prove this is equals to this. Means you have to find this also, you have to find this also. And you have to mention whether they are having a same number or not. See that they had already written the value 0, 0, 1, 1. Here they had find already 0, 0, 1, 1. And see, both are equal. Even some questions we are having of converse inverse also. See, in this way they are asked that whether it is tautology, contradiction, or contingency. And again, see, some question occurs in this format also. They're going to provide us some expression and we have to write in this format also. I told you earlier how we are going to use conjunction, injunctions, and we can use if then also according to the expression. If some expression here written in this format, then you have to write it is not true that, but today is Sunday, or my father is at home. It is not true that. In this format, you have to do all the questions. See, you are having some questions in your book. I already provide you PDF of new book also. Go through it, solve all these questions and submit it to me.